Hi, I'm Chris Wardlaw for Car Gurus, and this is the 2020 BMW M340i. It's new for 2020 following last year's redesign of the less powerful 330i version of the BMW 3 Series. The M340i gets a full M performance massage. It's not a replacement for the legendary M3, but the resulting performance certainly comes close. Highlights include a turbocharged 6-cylinder engine, an M Sport rear differential, and a thorough reworking of the suspension, brakes, steering, and exhaust. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a car made for driving. So let's do that. My test vehicle is the M340i xDrive, and the xDrive part of the name means that it has a rear-biased all-wheel drive system. This is the most expensive version of the 2020 BMW 3 Series lineup, which runs from $40,750 for a 330i with rear-wheel drive to $56,000 for the car I'm driving. Don't forget to add $995 for the destination charge. My test vehicle's got almost $14,000 in options. The Tanzanite blue paint costs almost $2,000, and the oyster leather seats run almost $1,500 more. The 19-inch wheels are an upgrade too, adding $600 to the bottom line. Toss in wireless smartphone charging, a Harman Kardon surround sound audio system, ambient cabin lighting, a power trunk lid, an adaptive suspension, and 4 different option packages, and what you see here costs a cool $69,570. For those keeping score at home, that's more than the old 2018 BMW M3's base price. But given that the M340i xDrive accelerates to 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds, according to BMW, well, maybe the price is justified. If you don't want or need that level of performance, Car Gurus recommends the BMW 330i xDrive. It costs $2,000 more than a standard 330i, but provides superior acceleration and greater foul weather traction with only a slight dip in fuel economy. Now, I don't know about you, but it's taking a while for the new 3 Series design to grow on me. The proportions are exactly right, but the details leave me cold, especially the large lidded headlights and the oversized grille. There's something aquatic about the car's front end, like it's going to surface and exhale, and the lack of well-defined sheet metal character really doesn't help. The M340i's M Sport body styling sure does, though. Inside, the M340i is more purposeful than luxurious, but there's no doubt about the car's impressive quality. From the smooth leather wrapped around the steering wheel to the soft-touch lower dashboard material, the M340i oozes sophistication. And if you're not crazy about the aluminum trim, 3 different wood trims are available. Front seat comfort is excellent, and while both heated front seats and a heated steering wheel are available, you can't get ventilated front seats. That's a shame, because you definitely work up a sweat when you drive the M340i in the way that BMW intends. Rear seat comfort is great once you're in the car, though the plastic front seatback panels are unwelcoming. The cushion and backrest angles provide exceptional support, and my test car has rear climate controls with air vents. Getting into and out of the back seat, however, especially if you're out of shape like I am, is no fun whatsoever. Around back, BMW says the M340i's trunk holds 17 cubic feet of cargo, but I'm not buying it. That would make this car's trunk bigger than a Honda Accord's, and I just can't see how that's possible. Clearly something got lost in translation. Speaking of which, the M340i has the latest and greatest iDrive infotainment system, and I think it's one of the best ones you can get in a luxury car today. First, the natural voice recognition system is nothing short of outstanding. Another cool feature is gesture control, and in the M340i, it's better than ever. Hook a thumb left or right and you can change radio stations. Twirl your finger and you can adjust volume. And if you use the volume knob or manual tuning, the screen reminds you that gesture control is available. In addition to voice and gesture control, iDrive includes a touchscreen display that's deftly integrated into the dashboard design rather than looking tacked on. You can also use the familiar iDrive controls on the center console, and for the most part, the car's infotainment menu structures and navigation paths are logical and easy to use without referencing the owner's manual. I don't want to spend too much time on technology, but there are a couple of other things that are worth noting. First, the available head-up display is faintly visible when you're wearing polarized sunglasses. I do wish it were brighter, but for now, I'll take what I can get. Second, the M340i's instrumentation is digital, and it looks like a video game. While the geometric forms mimic the car's interior detailing, the virtual gauges really should be round. Third, you can go ahead and save yourself more than $2,000 by skipping the driving assistance option packages. The technology isn't quite as sophisticated in operation as it should be, and the M340i is so much fun to drive, I can't imagine why anybody would want to turn everything over to the sensors and software. Now, I know lots of people were unhappy about the way that the previous generation 3 Series drove, but after that car's mid-cycle refresh, I wasn't one of them. And now, anyone complaining about the new M340i's driving dynamics would have a hard time convincing me that a better sports sedan exists in this class and at this price. The key, of course, is to switch out of Eco Pro or Comfort mode and into Sport or Sport Plus mode. Do that, and power is both instantaneous and effortless. You don't even need to use the launch control system, directions for which are detailed within the owner's manual in iDrive. This car is such a thrill to drive. I really wish I could show you just what it's capable of, but we're on public roads, so you'll just need to trust me. The turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine plays a leading role in the fun. It uses a single twin-scroll turbocharger to make 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, and it builds boost fast. Peak torque arrives at 1,800 RPM and remains available nearly to where peak horsepower kicks in at 5,800 RPM. An 8-speed sport automatic with a sport mode and paddle shifters is the only transmission choice. I know, I like rowing my own gears too, but honestly, I don't think you're gonna miss a stick. This 8-speed automatic is that good. Add the standard rear M differential, the rear-biased X-Drive all-wheel drive system, the optional adaptive M suspension, and the available 19-inch wheels with summer performance tires, and the M340i is a cornering god. Variable sport steering is standard for the M340i, administered using this deliciously thick steering wheel. It is quick, sharp, and accurate while delivering plenty of feel for the road. And the M Sport brakes with 4-piston fixed front calipers are magnificent, immediately reacting to input and withstanding plenty of abuse. The only downside to them is a grabby feeling in traffic or when you're coming to a stop, but given the M340i's heroic performance, I'll cut it some slack. Yes, the ride is stiff, and yes, there is more road and engine noise that makes its way into the cabin than a typical luxury car, especially if the active dual exhaust is snapping, crackling, and popping. But if you're buying an M340i, you should probably expect that. And when you take the M340i on one of your favorite stretches of road, you should also expect a tour de force performance that, in my experience, none of BMW's competitors currently match. The worst thing about the BMW M340i is that you're going to lose your driver's license if you own one. Well, I would at least. And Seinfeld fans will understand when I tell you that this is a real German sports sedan and it's spectacular. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? I think I'd wait. I think a redesigned BMW M440i Grand Coupe would be even more spectacular, mainly because you'll be able to stuff more junk in its trunk. Be sure to read my full review of the BMW M340i at Car Gurus, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For all of us here at Car Gurus, thank you very much for watching.